Hey everyone, welcome to the final part of my ultimate Splatoon Iceberg. If you missed the other two parts, feel free to check them out via the playlist in the description. We'll be going over some of the most obscure and dark elements of the Splatoon franchise, so it might be a good idea to get yourself all caught up first. Either way, without further ado, let's finish this and dive into the deepest layers of the ultimate Splatoon Iceberg. Marigold. Marigold is a character that appears in Splatoon 3 as the character you go to for recon, table turf, and to redeem drink tickets. According to the Sunken Scrolls, she has assumed multiple different identities for whatever reason, but not much else is known about her. It's unclear if maybe she just has a bunch of sisters, or she's also just everywhere at once. Unused normal enemy Octo and Captain Cuttlefish chat icons. There are unused icons for Captain Cuttlefish and an Octo Trooper in the square format used for dialogue. These are never actually used in-game, but particularly imply that one would talk with an enemy Octo Trooper, something that's never happened so far. Curling Bomb Floor Cleaner. There was an official Roomba made that looks like a curling bomb, only released in Japan. I believe they were also only found at claw machines as well. Yeah, that's it. Unused Octarian Executioner. These enemies showed up in the single-player trailer, but were never present. It looks like they might have been what the Octosniper became, but obviously that's just speculation. 007 EDC versus E1A 307. Essentially, these are the same exact versus ink color combos found in Splatoon 2, used for both turf wars and rank battles respectively. And no clue why they're duplicated, as it seems this is not the case with any other color combos. It's just kinda odd. If Rock wins, I'll throw my Switch in the lake. This was a lobby post that became a small meme. There were a few spin-offs, and it also seemingly originated from Splatoon 2 post stating, if Mayo wins, I'll throw my Switch in a lake. Unused lavender ink in promos. Okay, so this specific shade of purple is not present in the game at all, despite being used in promos and just kind of being a nice color. It's kind of weird. Marie is related to Tony Kensa. Marie's kimono has the Kensaki family crest. Tony Kensa, behind the gear brand of the same name, is known as Tataki Kensaki in all Japanese releases. It should also be noted that seemingly Callie is not Kensa's cousin, as that's not mentioned at all. How spawn points work. Seemingly, spawn points are powered by steam or ink mist and high-density ink pods according to the art books, similar to how an espresso machine works. This is made even more clear in Splatoon 3, where they're literal coffee machines. It's unknown how they retain or tether Inkling and Octoling souls, though. Splatted by Chinook. You know how low the damage is, you have to be already pretty low health to find this. Unused Octoling hairstyles. As with the Inklings, there's a bunch of unused Octoling hairstyles. Shame, because there's so little in comparison to Inklings. But oh well. There were hairstyles like a pom-pom bun, half-shaved hair, a weird bob thing, hair that almost looks like antennae, and a wolf cut. Splattershot in Bluey. In an episode of Bluey called The Pool, there's a water gun that the dad character holds, looking exactly like the Splattershot of Splatoon 1. Low Tide ink. This is a type of ink that Marie has. Not much is known about it, aside from its single appearance from Marie. Seemingly, it just stuns instead of splats. Agent 3 and Octo expansion based on hackers from Splatoon 1. Due to their special spam and never needing to refill ink, it's thought that Inner Agent 3 and the usual boss fight against them are based on hackers from the first game. French Splatoon fanfic. There was a French and seemingly officially published Splatoon fanfiction found in person at a bookstore and later on Amazon. It was seemingly based around Octo expansion and featured a giant female inkling, for some reason. Cuttlefish Idols. In Octo expansion, you can spot album artwork for an unnamed duo floating in the background of some stations. They're called Koikals. Apparently, one of them sang very high, and the other one sang in almost a whisper. It's also noted that they are confirmed to be cuttlefish. Golden Splattershot. There's a gold Splattershot present in the manga. Additionally, there's a small Splattershot figurine that was gold and was included in a copy of Mira Korokoro in 2019, also tying into the manga. Octo Samurai is a fan of Callie. According to the art book, the Octo Samurai is a fan of Callie, maybe even having a crush on her. His jacket has her name in square script on it, and a neon sign in his first arena has her name under a heart pierced by an arrow. Unused Now or Never in E3 demo. The original Now or Never track used within the E3 2014 demo sounded completely different in comparison to what we got in the final game. There are sadly no existing rips of this song, but people have made recreations based on what's available. Tony Kensa underwear. Marina can be seen rocking Tony Kensa boxers and promo art for the second game's anniversary. All I can say, but I found it funny. Urinal warp zones. From some concept art in Splatoon 1's art book, Bluefin Depot seemingly would have had the player use urinals and their drains as warp zones. Yeah, let Nintendo cook. Tanuki statue unseen. The Tanuki statue in Splatoon 1's Plaza has giant balls, as per usual with Tanuki. While present in concept art, it got castrated by release, likely because actual balls would have clipped into the Squid Sisters studio. Pinging Marichale snoring. Before entering the boss arena with the Marichale, you can actually hear it snoring. World's loudest inkgasm.
City of Color vocal mix Splatoon. What's happening?
What or who controls the fax machine? The fax machine has been said to bounce back recordings from the human era to a space shuttle 6,000 light-years away, and they come back to a still surviving fax machine somehow? This is why some brand deals that we have currently are used in Splatfests and whatnot. It also should be noted that Orca has a similar noise to the fax machine upon first contact, so Orca could have ties to it, although this is unconfirmed. Adam and Eve Octarians. In the first game, you can spot a depiction of Octarian Adam and Eve, supposedly by Octalangelo, in the Sunken Scrolls. It implies Octarian religion and also Octarian nudity? Moving on. Dead clam graffiti. There's some graffiti and stickers you can find throughout Splatoon 2 that looks a bit like a fist, but turns out it's actually a dead clam, according to Hikaru Walker. The design was originally made by an Inkblot student named Sally. Splatoon 1 Hero Gear Emissive. The glowing blue dots on the hero suit actually glowed back in Splatoon 1 and had an emissive glowy trail when you walked. This did not apply, and still does not apply, to the replicas. Back covers of physical Splatoon games have next game's primary colors. Typically, the back covers of Splatoon cases have the following game's primary colors. Splatoon 1 had pink and green, and Splatoon 2 had yellow and indigo. Splatoon 3 also has yellow and indigo, so this is likely just a coincidence, but it's kinda neat nonetheless. Sturgeon Shipyard labor strikes. According to the art of Splatoon 2, Sturgeon Shipyard is one of the largest scale shipyards, and is also one of the oldest in Encadia, leading to frequent work strikes due to poor, failing conditions. You can see posters for this in Splatoon 2's rendition of the level, where jellyfish are seemingly having a labor strike. Splatoon 1 Octo Canyon trailer scrapped enemies and levels. As per usual with most game trailers, many things ended up being different or outright unused in Splatoon's single-player trailer. The entrance to Octo Canyon was originally different, as the trash cans and vending machine were missing. The player would have 5 lives total instead of 3. Twinticle Octotroopers seemingly didn't exist yet, and a normal Octotrooper could fire rapidly instead. The Hooded Octarians make an appearance here. Gusher Gauntlet has a different skybox, Gushers lacked spigots, and some curved platforms shown in the trailer were also absent. Where was Grizzco in Splatoon 1? Despite being supposedly active in the timeline during Splatoon 1, Grizzco is nowhere to be seen during the first game. Aside from a meta reason, it's unknown why this is the case, but possibly Mr. Grizz just didn't open a location in the plaza or something? I don't know. There is a location open in the plaza during 3 though, which implies that he opened one after the fact. Maybe he was off experimenting with the fuzzy ooze during this time, I don't know. Grizzco gear from Splatoon 3 references pop culture. Most of the gear from Grizzco in Splatoon 3 references popular media, both in Japan and in the West. We got the Ultraman helmet, Back to the Future outfits, Tron armor, the Goonies, Star Wars, etc. All older media. Additionally, some gear from Splatoon 2 is actually dropshipping from other brands. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can view winners of 10x and 100x battles at the team choosing thing during a Splatfest. But if you do this before the Splatfest started, you'll see Russian placeholder text as descriptors, with all 4 player names being 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Each player will have a matte bike helmet, purple Iramaki 750s, and the undercover Sorel umbrella equipped. The Rainmaker will also be the weapon displayed for all of them. Non-cephalopods can turf as well. Underpass Bass Drum is a team made up of Ryu Chang, Kuze, and Birdie Feeder, all non-cephalopods from different Splatoon bands. It's unknown exactly how it works, but seemingly they can turf as well. Rocket launch announcements. In Alterna, there are rocket launch announcements that periodically play. While distorted and crunchy, it's audible human speech in my Splatoon game.
We have T-minus 12, 8 hours, 4 minutes, 19 seconds. All comes on. Error. Anomaly within traffic. Stability.
Also, knowing its context and that the rockets crashed, it's incredibly eerie to hear what is effectively humanity's last moments. Soyuz FG. For whatever reason, the spaceship in Alterna closely resembles a Soyuz FG, despite that being a Russian rocket. There are no other Russian influences in Alterna to my knowledge anyways, only American and Japanese, so it begs the question, why or how build a Russian rocket? Piranha Pit Gang Leader. During a real-life exhibit in Japan, it was revealed that Piranha Pit has an unseen gang called the Number 9 Gang, which uses yellow and black ink. Their leader is an inkling with only 9 tentacles. The gang is full of Octarian sympathizers, and they want to protect Zapfish from inkling exploitation. Not much else is known about the gang, but you can see flags with their iconography around the map. Splatoon 1 Playboy promo. Playboy made a video where 2 of their models reviewed the game. Yes, this is real, and no, it doesn't have any sexual stuff. Unused and beta content in Mario Maker files. It's unknown why so much was found in the game, but a lot of beta icons for items, including completely different designs, some of which were only shown in concept art prior, were found in the files of Super Mario Maker. The Mystery of Mount Nantai. When talking to Callie and Marie after Octo Valley's final boss, Marie mentions a mystery of Mount Nantai, where a small shadow goes into the mountain's forests at night and sometimes lets out a shriek so loud to shatter glass. This is likely just a reference to Pearl practicing her singing, as it's been stated before that she goes to Mount Nantai to practice. Fake Booyah-based cheat code. There's a sign outside of Booyah-base that has arrows, almost like cheat code inputs. No cheat codes have been found for all these years, though. However, many players attempted to use this code all over the game, to little effect. Fuck you shirt. Jalfonso wears different shirts for each day of the week. On Tuesday, he wears a white and red shirt with a round script, which, when deciphered, says fuck you. Misheard Nasty Majesty lyrics. Some people greatly misheard Nasty Majesty's lyrics to be incredibly vulgar, leading to an infamous tweet where a guy asked publicly. Incredible shit. Top 100 inappropriate names. For Sci-Fi vs. Fantasy, the #1 top 100 players had an inappropriate username, a slur against people of color. When Nintendo found out about this, the player was promptly banned and their name was replaced with a dash in-app. This is not the only example of this happening, however, it's the most popular that I can find. Marie's podcast Time-Space Anomaly. Marie's podcast, shown in the Sunken Scrolls, is said to be at 2500 sharp. There are only 24 hours in a day, so this could either be a joke in regards to Marie procrastinating, or it can imply that Splatoon Universe has a more than 24-hour time frame. Who knows? Splatoon 1 Octoling Softlock. In Splatoon 1, there was a player who hacked online using the Octoling model and using the Hydra, which at that time was unreleased. In some cases, encountering this player, or any hacked Octolings, or seeing them in your plaza would corrupt user data, rendering the game unplayable and making you need to restart the whole game. The solution was to keep playing until they left the lobby, play one more game, and leave. If your save was already corrupted, though, you were shit out of luck. There are Octarians in the Octo Oven. According to the art of Splatoon 2, the Octo Oven was originally a normal bread oven, but after an incident with its creator, it was converted into an Octo Weapon. There are real live Octarians in it that are shaped like bread. Human bones are said to be easily found. In a news segment for Schellendorf Institute, Perla Marina mentioned that human bones are incredibly easy to find. While this makes sense with Splatoon's lore, it's kind of freaky to think about. Splatfest Tea Ban. In official Splatoon competitions, the Splatfest tee is banned due to the only way you can get it being hacking. This includes the replica, for whatever reason, which is available to get legitimately. You should draw her giving birth. This was a Miiverse post that became a meme in the community and later escaped containment, mutating into now draw her giving birth. Octoling reproduction. Yes, this is a serious question. Yes, we are talking about it. It's unknown exactly how Octarians reproduce. While it's likely Octolings are normal, it's been stated that most Octarians are created from severed tentacles, a la starfish growing back limbs. This is likely a reference to how octopi in real life have effectively micro-hearts in each limb. It's even possible Octolite soldiers are severed as well due to their unique appearances in comparison to playable Octolings, although that's not 100% clear. Background sounds in Inkopolis during Big Run. During Big Runs, there are some background sounds exclusive to Inkopolis Plaza that sound like screaming, clanging, and you can even hear the alarms going off in the distance. It's pretty freaky, but also pretty cool. Kamaboko logo designed to look like shit, and Nil's statue was going to be an undead human cyclops. According to translations of Hikara Walker, there's a rumor that Kamaboko logo is supposed to resemble a stylish turd. Also, according to concept art and notes accompanying it, the Nil statue seen at the end of Octo expansion was supposed to originally have exposed organs, and we were supposed to be traveling up its digestive system, hence Kamaboko's logo looking like Dookie. Symbolically, sanitized Octarians would have literally been digested and spat out as waste for Commander Tartar's goals. Fishstick song is the Blender song. The song that Fishsticks sing upon landing is suspiciously similar to the Blender theme, for unknown reasons. It's said that this song is a cheerful tune to encourage other salmonids, but other than that, any ties seem tangential. Squid in Red. I'm only posting this due to the recent Splatoon hype, more as a cry for help than actually sharing my story. Believe what you want to, but you can't say I didn't warn you. I fear for my life at this point. I don't know what to do about this. The day was June 6th. I'm not much of a gamer, actually. I only played because my friends did. I was more into games like Animal Crossing. One day, I was walking down the block to GameStop. My friend Joey was with me. Come on, man, Kevin has Splatoon 2. You barely have any Wii U games. Give it a try? Please? Joey asked, pleading. Ugh, fine, I said, annoyed and only giving in to make him shut up. He'd been talking about the game for weeks. I didn't know what all the fuss is about. All there is to it is spreading ink. I quit that years ago when I was playing with water guns. Yay, he said as he dragged me into GameStop. Dude, I don't even have money, I only have a few dollars, I said in his excuse, when in fact I did. Oh, it's okay, I have some on me too. We can collab, Joey said, smiling. I quickly shuffled over to the Wii U section, picking out a used Splatoon cartridge as to not spend my money on this stupid game. Joey was making small talk with the hot blonde female cashiers. I rolled my eyes and picked up Splatoon, walking over to cash out. Aw, sweet, he said, adjusting his snapback as he put his money on the counter and paid. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Get it set up so I can fight you, he laughed, walking his separate way home. I didn't really expect to do much with the game, to be honest. I didn't want to beat him, I just wanted him to fuck off and stop annoying me about this game. After customizing my character, I realized the game wasn't so bad. A blue inkling girl in a sweater, she had blue ink. I decided to name my Mii avatar Solstice, since my name, Ollie, didn't really fit her. I stayed up all day. At first it was really boring, but eventually it got more challenging and I started getting frustrated and wanted to win. I was bad enough that I couldn't beat Joey, but good enough I wouldn't be called a noob. I decided to keep playing to spare my humiliation. I could not help but notice that my character was paler than the others, as if her skin was ghost white. She had always been crying and frowning too. I had guessed this was just a newbie thing though, maybe because I had not at a high enough level. The next day I ended up beating Joey, which he didn't really feel sad about. He was more happy I had gotten into it. I battled Joey every day after that, improving more and more, getting faster at turf wars and inking more things. My character started lagging more and more. I eventually called Joey and Kevin to tell them I was taking a break so my Wii U wouldn't overheat. My character started glitching more and more, the scleras of her eyes became pitch black. I didn't question it and disregarded it as maybe an upgrade since I had leveled up at the time. Even if it wasn't that, the area around her eyes was black too. Maybe it was a layer issue and just the fact the cartridge I bought was used. When I had booted up my Wii U one day, my character's name had changed to all caps. I had ignored it. It wasn't really a big deal to me anyways. My Splatoon character eventually started saying weird things. "Please, don't win," it said once. As I tried to press that, I was ready to start the turf war. "Huh?" I said. While I was on Skype with Joey, I just mentioned him saying I need to restart it, and I told him about the glitch. He responded, "Ollie, you're a nerd enough. Now you're looking up cheat codes and excusing it as starting up? Man, you already beat me several times. Don't lie like that to me, bro." My heart raced. I didn't want him to think I was lying, but my story was kind of hard to believe. "Haha, man, you got me. Fine, I'll play in a sec," I responded, actually nervous. I didn't restart and kept playing. My character froze halfway while I was inking the walls, refusing to ink further. The screen went black. "Ollie, I want it to stop," it said in small text. At this point I started to get a bit freaked out, how it knew my name. Sure, it was my old Mii's name, but still. I sighed and finally shut it and my phone off. I decided to give it a break before it did anything worse. 2 days later, I restarted the game. My inkling girl was looking around. "You neglected me," said the pop-up on screen. It glitched. I tried to exit, but none of the buttons worked when I pressed them. "Processing error. Please try again shortly." I panicked. I didn't want to buy a new Wii U. I unplugged the entire system, which thankfully worked. I let out a sigh of relief. I was eventually getting scared of someone hacking into my system. Maybe even Joey did it since he wanted to play Splatoon with me so bad. Maybe it was all just a big prank. I didn't play with it for the next few days, hoping that by giving no reaction to Joey, maybe he'd give it up, or maybe overheating by my hours of playing got to it and mixed the words or letters up randomly. The next time I booted up my Wii U and went to Splatoon, I was excited to play with my friends Joey and Kevin when suddenly the game had a pop-up message. "New DLCs available, 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 available." I questioned what was wrong, but then I clicked it. The DLCs available. Red ink, bandages, a happy life. My inkling glitched into the screen for a second. At this point, I started getting concerned. I chose the third option, costing $6.66. The screen went black for about 30 seconds. My Splatoon character went on screen. This time her hair and clothes were red, and she was crying blood and her eyes were pitch black with red pupils. "You can't turn back," she said. I heard a scream as the F screen flashed red. I then saw a sprite I have never seen before. It was my inkling girl in a pile of red ink, her lying on the ground, joints in an awkward position, with glitching and lagging. "This ink is blood," she choked. I started to feel my heart beat fast. I didn't know what to do. Did she have feelings? Of course not. She's an AI. Then, almost as if reading my mind, the screen glitched again to black. "It hurts," she said quietly. I heard breathing noises. I then plugged out of my Wii U instantly. I didn't want to know if that was real or not. I don't know what that was about, but I don't want to experience it again, whether it was in the game or I bought this upon myself. The next few days were quiet. I started to consider remaking my Splatoon file. When I booted it up and fumbled around to find a way, my Splatoon character's face appeared. "Goodbye," she said. The screen faded to black and the startup screen reappeared. Ever since then, I could not change my character's ink color from red, and I could never win another battle. Abandoned Inkling Penal Colony. The Salmon Run stage Bone Rattle Arena is stated to be a former Inkling penal colony. A penal colony, by definition, is a settlement used to exile and usually get hard labor out of prisoners, having some interesting connotations here. It's also said the colony was escape-free, as Inklings couldn't escape due to the water. Gen 83. Marina is said to be part of Gen 83 in the Octo expansion chat logs, although this is only ever mentioned in the logs and never again. It's incredibly mysterious for no real reason, and nobody's really sure what it means aside from possible speculation. Wii U theme. So you can hear the Wii U's boot up theme when Agent 8 first makes it to the surface. It also can be heard when first talking to Orca. Not much else to it, just kinda interesting. Agent 3 doesn't have an ink tank in Octo expansion. If you look at their player model, Agent 3 actually lacks an ink tank in Octo expansion. This is likely due to the cape preventing clipping issues, however it raises the question of how 3 does anything in either boss fight. Turf War keeps Inklings from starting wars. Amano and the Noi said once in an interview that Turf War for Inklings, while being a cultural thing like a sport, keeps their territorial instincts at bay, stopping them from going to war with each other. Sheldon's Maze. Sheldon's Maze was a special added early on in Splatoon 1's development, quickly removed after the game launched. Reportedly, it was so horrible that most players tried their best to forget it even existed, me included. The special was simply a giant green maze with Sheldon emblazoned on the side that a player could deploy. Players could often get stuck in the maze for over 30 seconds, and opponents would often camp the entrances to it. It's a shame that most people don't talk about this complete failure of a special, too. We don't want Nintendo to repeat their mistakes, don't we? MVP. Before the Top 100 system was implemented, this was a similar system to that, but only used for Japanese players. It's unknown exactly how this ranking worked, but was likely based on win rate, not overall power like it is now. Parallel cannon will sometimes blow the player. Fixed an issue where, when a parallel cannon touched an active ink rail, it would sometimes blow the player. Marie's sweat fetish. I can wash your uniform, just leave it to me. I bet it's really sweaty after all that fighting, haha. Agent 3 was always so sweaty, haha. How are your armpits, Agent 4? Just asking, just curious. I bet they feel really sweaty, haha. Phew, your armpits must be pretty damp right now, haha.
Hey guys.
Captain Cuttlefish is the only character with toenails. Inklings and Octolings have never been shown to have toenails. The only exception to this is Captain Cuttlefish, for whatever reason. Octarian Executioner was removed for potential blackface or BDSM allegations. I mean, yeah, just look at it. I don't think I need to say much. Gao. Throw me to the Salmonids, I'll come back pregnant. Unexplained geomagnetism. A lot of instances of odd geomagnetism have been mentioned around the world. It's how squids super jump, salmon run sites have odd magnetism so you can't jump, the deep sea metro has geomagnetic levels so high it should be causing a hole in space, it's why salmonids flock to big runs, Pearl stated it messes with her phone on Camp Sugarfish, etc. This focus on unexplained geomagnetism is really weird and still has never been fully addressed. YouTube video with Splatoon characters which included Yasuo's tips made news headlines. Back in 2019, a Florida mother came to the news and made her own article with claims on a series of videos on YouTube, mostly aimed towards kids, had suicide tips hidden within them. While the original video linked is no longer up, a recording still remains on her site, and it's a Splatoon Gmod video. It has the old Filthy Frank green screen on it, hence the tips. I can understand where the woman who made this article is coming from, but it's a bit hard for me to take seriously personally.
It's time to stop!
test_lightcheckbg_00.scs.
Do not research.
This was a screenshot found within the testfire's files. It depicts an incredibly early version of Inkopolis Plaza, complete with inklings in a T-pose. Because of how low res it is, it's hard to make out a lot of the details. However, it seems this file was used to test backgrounds. Rank_gender_183. In Splatoon 2, there was a rare glitch that could occur occasionally during Splatfests. The Splatfest level would effectively roll over forever, seemingly until the switch was turned off, with anything above King or Queen ranks just reading rank_gender. This glitch isn't well documented, however. Marina's death count. While Marina was living in Octarian society, she helped develop various technology, like the Flutter, and enhance the Great Octa weapons, which are weapons of mass destruction. Due to this, it's likely Marina's death count from these weapons is high, but ultimately unknown. Reverse New Year's countdown. The noise for when you get in the blender is a reversed version of some people counting down for New Year's. Splatoon is real, and it's only a matter of time. Splatoon only happens because of humanity's downfall, because we went to war so often that someone nuked the poles. With the weapons of mass destruction humanity has now, it's only a matter of time until someone gets too jumpy with the big red button and we all go under. The Earth's climate has only been getting hotter too, at unprecedented times and rates, and the poles could melt just like in Splatoon. It's only a matter of time until Splatoon becomes our reality. And with that, we are completely through my Ultimate Splatoon Iceberg. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you learned something new about the series, and if not, hopefully I entertained you at least. Either way, I'll likely make some form of follow-up video in the future if the series gets enough traction. I already know there were things I wanted to add, but I already started making the videos, so I couldn't. If enough people want to see more, I'll likely make another part. Also, apologies for this video taking so long to get out in comparison to the other two. Break really kicked my ass, so there's that. Either way, if you like this video, make sure to hit subscribe and ring the bell, it helps me out a lot. I have a few more Splatoon related videos planned, and I'm planning to make videos on other things that interest me. Also, of course, if you liked the video, leave a like and comment if you have anything to share. With all that said, I'll see you next time. I'm out.